Hello, hello, and welcome back as I empty my bucket and wring out my mop after a little cleanup operation down in Africa in XCOM, The Long War. And I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed with the sweepings left in my dustpan after last mission. I was hoping to pick up a sizable chunk of Illyrium once we scraped the guts off the walls and salvaged what was left of the large UFO old Simtex Cato shot down with that there newfangled plasma cannon of his. But apparently, Simtex was in kind of a bad mood during the intercept because he went all pit bull on a toddler on the alien craft and didn't leave a whole lot behind for us to work with. Trying to piece together something worth bringing home out of that wreck was like trying to make watchable television programming out of a presidential primary debate. It doesn't matter what format you use or how you spruce it up, you can't make something out of nothing and crazy. Unless, I suppose, you're Air Supply, in which case you don't even need the crazy, you can just make love out of absolutely nothing at all. You can also make an absolute buttload of cash out of nothing at all if you're Air Supply, because those two guys are damn near 70, and yet they're still together and still cranking out generic soft rock ballads that will warm the coldest of hearts and dampen even the driest of panties. And I'm not talking like in a Kiss still hauling our lurchy old mummy corpses around the country and touring kind of way. Well, I'm living on past laurels, like, Gene and the crew there. Air Supply had a song on the Billboard chart in 2015. A feat which I'd like to point out Kiss has not equaled in like 25 years. That's a quarter of a century, which means that for most of you watching this, Kiss has not charted in your lifetime. Air Supply, though? Air Supply? Earlier this year. Yeah. So next time you think about, rock and rolling all night and partying every day, maybe, just maybe instead, pick up a nice little acoustic guitar and rather than rock and roll, crank out a little sort of generic soft rock and you're going to have a much longer, much more profitable career. Yeah. Turns out rock and rolling all night and partying every day leads to a little burnout. Whereas if you're Air Supply, you don't rock and roll all night and then party every day. What you do is, you do like maybe 15, 20 minutes of rocking in one short little burst, and then you go home, make a nice sensible dinner, maybe curl up with a novel for a couple hours, and then you get a good night's sleep. You don't rock and roll all night, you get a good solid 8 hours of quality, good night's sleep, and then the next day, you're ready for another maybe 15, 20 minutes of rocking. You gotta pace yourself, man. Pace yourself. That's the Air Supply way. So, yeah, the UFO that clearly here, I'm talking about fucking Air Supply instead of what's actually going on. The UFO that's supposed to be landing here is, I guess, the one that disappeared when Buck Rogers killed an alien so hard it made this mission die, but now it's back. So maybe Buck didn't kill it, now it's out for revenge? I'm assuming they're just gonna do a terror mission and we're fine. Wait, what? So wait a minute. They increased panic, but then also did a terror mission, which is going to... You know what, XCOM, I'm confused. I wish I was still talking about Air Supply. I really do. I'd rather go back and talk about a kind of crappy Australian rock duo. I really would. I mean, those guys can at least make love out of nothing at all. This is just an unrelenting punishment. So we have a terror mission, which I'm guessing, based on the swarming level of activity, is going to completely fuck us. The last terror mission we did went poorly. I think we saved 2 civilians, so yeah. At some point, we got to get Bull Haidar here into the tube. I keep forgetting about this guy. And yeah, I'm tempted to make a Johnny Tyler reference and say, oh, Johnny, I'm sorry, I forgot you were there. You may go now, but I got a cease and desist letter from Billy Bob Thornton. He's tired of me reminding people that he was actually in that movie and that he had a very, very minor role in it. So, in accordance with the courts, I've agreed to refrain from making any further references for at least the foreseeable future. I want a quality sniper to take on this mission, but Van Dorn's back in 16 hours. Do I want to take Helen Deadeye Keller then? Or can I make do with maybe... What's our engagement zone look like here? A large structure that will require entry. 1 sniper maximum then. And it probably doesn't even need to be Helen Deadeye Keller. Let's just take the Duke on this one. I think old John Wayne is going to be plenty of gun. He's got that big old tough 308 rifle of his. John's going to get a try on the Seraphim armor here for his first little go-round. He's going to be saddled up and ready to ride out in an all-new fashion. Got him a space horse now. Neuroregulator, no. Cognitive enhancer, also probably no. I don't think we need to do anything fancy here for the Duke. Let's just get him with his garden variety scope and alloy bipod. Little high-capacity mags, and I think we'll call him finished. Now, that does leave us needing an officer. Yeah, I'm laughing right at you, Thomas Adderus Edison, you panicky jerk. Custer, Jules Verne. You know what? To hell with it. It is a terror mission, so even... You know, I want to say even Jules Verne, but I can't say even Jules Verne. Because as Rocketeers go, Jules Verne is like the one Rocketeer in our entire project who has not at some point just completely made an ass of himself. I mean, he's had some miscues and a few mistakes, but unlike J. Robert Oppenheimer, Jules Verne, to my knowledge at any rate, I may be misremembering, but to my knowledge, he's never shot a member of his own team square in the fucking back. I'm pretty sure he has not yet done that. You have weird gear, though, Julie. So let's give you the Illuminator gun sight. I think we'll give you a Shredder rocket and an extra regular rocket. Assuming I can find the extra Shredder rocket, that is. I mean, it's on this list somewhere, is it not? There it is. And then we'll forego the laser sight in favor of an additional backup rocket, and your speed is going to leave much to be desired, Julie, but then again, your speed always leaves much to be desired, even with the plasma carbine. So we've got a gunner, and the Rocketeer, by the way, is totally our fielder's choice. That's our fielder's choice entry for this mission, so he's good. Good time, girl. Yeah, I'm bringing her. And I know I've been saying, yeah, so I'm bringing her, then I immediately clear. I'm dumb. Anyway, I'm trying to use some of the troopers I have not been using or been underutilizing. Some of our best troopers, I know they don't get EXP, but we're kind of at the point now where we have to sort of stop prioritizing getting EXP for our troopers and start prioritizing getting psychic EXP for some of our more gifted troopers. Getting somebody from corporal to sergeant is not really helping us out because a corporal nor a sergeant at this point in the game is powerful enough to really sort of get the job done. We need better. And the only way we can really get better is to take our good troops and improve them. We've really got to focus on trying to make some powerhouses out of our troopers we do have. And you know what? I'm going to go Neuro Gun Link, Neuro Regulator, and Armor Piercing Ammo here. And that should have Mata Good Time Hari ready to do a good hell of a time worth of damage. She may also do the Dance of the Seven Veils at the end of the mission in Celebration. My fingers are crossed. Do I need top-notch assault troopers? You know, I kind of need at least one really good assault trooper, and then maybe we drag the War Dog through a mission. I mean, I can't take Yoshio or Ayn Rand, and I can't take any of those guys. They're just not good enough. So it's either Eleanor the Wolverine Roosevelt, Teddy the Bench, or Steve Loco Irwin. I like to keep Steve and Eleanor ready in case something huge breaks out, but then again, I also don't want to split up Teddy and the Bench. This is a real dilly of a pickle. How many assault troopers do I have coming back? Leo's out for 3 days. 22 hours for Shakespeare, 3 days for Catherine the Great, 14 days for Abraham Lincoln, and 5 days for St. You know what? St. Joan will be back in not too terribly long time. All right, I'm taking the Wolverine. Wolverines! Actually, it's funny because a lot of people that were in that movie are dead now. Or if they're not, their career is. I mean, Jennifer Grey, I think, is still alive, but when was the last time you saw Jennifer Grey in anything? Red Dawn, we hardly knew you. And Patrick Swayze absolutely is dead. C. Thomas Howell, not dead, but again, his career is. Charlie Sheen, largely not dead, but again, his career is. Man, maybe Red Dawn was just like a fucking doomsayer. You wound up in Red Dawn. You doomed your career. The only thing that got invaded was your hopes for a profitable future in Hollywood. What do we do? I want to go with an arc. You know what? No, I'm not taking an arc thrower. Fuck that. Let's just go with the motion tracker. This is Terror Mission. Our last Terror Mission was so overwhelmingly clustered with aliens, we had no chance of pulling captures. And I took arc throwers on that mission, much to my detriment, because we had a few situations where we really needed one of our assault troopers to be able to move one more tile. So this time, yeah, I'm not going to repeat my mistake. Never let it be said that I'm incapable of experiential learning, even though I am completely and totally incapable of experiential learning. Don't let it be said that I'm not. Shredder, Breacher, Motion Tracker, that's got you sorted. I need a scout, and it can be literally anyone but the panicky idiot Thomas Edison, so whoever is highest on the list is probably who we'll take. Assuming there is a scout? You've got to be shitting me. Harry Truman is the only game in town. All right, well, it's got to be done, so it's, I think, Megaton's first mission. Yeah, look at this. We got a Megaton of Harry Truman here. All right, Truman, don't do me dirty on this one, man. You gotta kind of. Oh, we're gonna save that for an engineer, actually. Megaton Truman's reasonably fast, so let's give him a good old-fashioned Gauss rifle. Don't do me dirty on this either, Truman. I'm counting on you here. You gotta kind of bring home the bacon on this one. Cognitive enhancer. Well, you can't use the mind shield, and of all the people who need EXP, I mean, you're at the top of the list, so yeah. I guess we'll give you the cognitive enhancer chameleon suit and a battle scanner, and goddamn, that does some really not nice things to your foot speed, doesn't it? Alright, well, you're here for the lightning reflexes, Truman. You're also here for your fiscal policy and your strong decision to completely absolutely destroy a somewhat slightly inadvantaged foe in the hopes of massive casualties in the hope of eliminating future casualties. So that's what we're going to try and do here. We want to just really send a message to these aliens on this terror mission in the hopes that maybe they'll just go, oh, well, this is over, let's surrender. Save everyone a lot of time and trouble. What are we missing? A medic. We got to have a medic. Elvis? Oh, it could be, you know what, let's go with Typhoid Mary on this one. I think we'll save Elvis in case something maybe a little more dire comes up. We'll give you a Gauss rifle, Mary Mallon. Why are you toting smoke grenades? I mean, it's not a terrible idea. Probably because both of our motion trackers are used, isn't it? You know what? 4 med kits, 2 smoke grenades. I kind of like that. I'm comfortable with Mary Mallon and your decision to bring those on board. And the last thing we're going to need is an engineer. I don't say that dismissively, like the last thing we need is an engineer. I mean, absolutely the last keystone component to this is the engineer. Nikola the Madman Tesla, I mean, he's psychically powerful now. There are advantages to bringing along the little... We have no shadow devices yet. Okay, yeah, I'm glad I noticed that. All right, so Mary Mallon, yeah, we're going to change your loadout because this shit is gone and you need a shadow device fucking immediately. So let's get this shit on board and make that happen. Yeah. Shadow device for you, and you know what? We need another shadow device. Jules Verne can't do it. Mata Hari could tote it. I really kind of want to keep her with the neuroregulator, though. Also, I really am probably going to want her shooting. Truman not being psychically active is a problem. I think we're going to have our engineer carry it. As much as I don't necessarily like it, I think it's got to be done. So let's grab the Madman. He's got very strong grenade abilities. Let's kit him out in some... Do I have somebody else who's wearing Aegis armor that maybe should just switch to Titan armor? You know what, good time girl, let's do that to you. I've got an extra suit. I might as well have somebody be using it. But Mata Good Time Hari, her foot speed isn't going to be hugely relevant anyway, because I actually do want the lighter Aegis armor here on Nikola Tesla. We're going to try and up his foot speed slightly. 6 alien grenades is enough that I'm comfortable giving him a shadow device as backup. I think if 6 grenades is not enough to get us through a terror mission, 9 grenades isn't going to be enough either. So there we go. Let's go thwart some terror, ladies, gentlemen. Let's do this. You gotta make something out of nothing at all, like my new hero Air Supply, who have been quietly rocking for 35 years. And when I say quietly rocking, I mean literally they've been quietly, softly rocking away, making love out of nothing at all.
We're moving into Argentina next. The threat there seems
well,
to be the most pressing.
I don't like this map. I say that, but I've got mixed opinions on this map.
We have to get down there and wipe them out before panic spreads.
It's not a phone booth, but there are so many areas you can't get to civilians that it makes it problematic for rescues. And some of the start locations are absolute garbage water trash. But if you get a good start location, this mission is relatively easy. So it depends on whether you start in front of the building or behind it. Some of the start locations are just kick square in the fucking right split even between your dangling testicles, like, say, this one. And some of the starts are not so terrible. This start is an absolute pile of fucking trash. This is a war crime start right here.
Civilians are in the AO.
Yeah, I'm well aware there are always civilians. I got some bad news for you, though, Bradford. At the end of this little operation, I have a decided feeling there are going to be far, far fewer fucking civilians in the AO. Call me crazy, but I think this one's going to end in tragedy. So we have civilians over in this area, and also there are aliens probably in this building. The question is, do we try and make a save on those 4 civilians and begin engaging the enemy, or do we make a move up here and try to help out our defensive position? The problem with this area is there is no good defensible position with any kind of indestructible cover. It's very difficult to get into a position where you can make anything at all happen here. Tesla could whip a grenade in. We could have somebody go to the door. Alright, let's just do this. Let's be a little brazen here. I am frankly quite surprised that that did not spawn a pod. So there's a civilian right there. There's a civilian. Okay, I need my... Who had my motion tracker out? Who had the motion tracker? Roosevelt, you got it. So we've got... civilian. So, okay, so here's our diamond formation, which means our aliens are, like, in that truck. Or on the roof. Okay, we can... You know, maybe... I'm hesitant to be positive, but I think we might be able to do some good here. So if we send Sun Tzu, like, down deep, we can have him storm in the back door next turn. And there are no aliens over in this area, so we've got that much working for us. We know that's going to be relatively safe. Megaton, it doesn't really matter where you are. Let's bring you over here. You have low profile, so half cover is going to be full cover for you, which is fine. Tesla, we're going to want you close and ready to wheel and deal with a grenade. I think we move you to there. Mary Mallon, we mostly just want you safe. Send you there. Roosevelt, you're going to go down and do a little end game action here. I'm relying on the storm in from the side with the big old flank. Oh, that's real ugly. So there's a ton of civilians down there. This is not good. There's a ton of... Okay, well, let's bring the Duke to the corner and have him shoot around. There are a ton of civilians around there, and we're going to activate almost all of them. In fact, we got to send Tesla down. We're going to need grenade support for this shit. Truman, let's just have you... on Overwatch, I suppose. And Jules, I want you studying your weapon. The problem we're going to have with Jules Verne here is he's going to have a difficult time getting a shot without also murdering 8 trillion civilians. I've murdered 1 trillion civilians. Let's see how these aliens are going to act when they're off camera. I'm curious how many civilians are going to die here. How many civilians have to die for us to achieve victory? I'm going to guess somewhere between 1 and 18. Are those guys active? That's an ethereal. They're active. Alright, well... we are in a very, very bad situation almost immediately. Our entire team is completely fucked, and they've already killed 3 fucking civilians. We're not going to be able to save anybody. I mean, we're not going to be able to save a single civilian. There have got to be 50 aliens on this map. We have a full pod behind us. Okay, well, I mean... there's an ethereal, a bunch of mechtoids. What all is back here? We can only see 1 floater. But we know there's way more shit than this back here. There's a floater, there's an ethereal, there are mechtoids. Is that a floater or a heavy floater? It's, of course, a heavy floater, which means standing in destructible cover is simply not something we can abide, then. Fantastic. Alright, well, this has to be done. So, Vern, I've got to get line of sight on these enemies. I need you to make all of this cover eradicate. What am I friendly firing? Is there a civilian back here? There is no civilian back here. There's totally a civilian back there. Where is it? I love how I know that I'm friendly firing, even, by the way, even though I can't actually see the civilian. Alright, we'll come back to it. Truman has got to move, even if it's only to... I was gonna say, even if it's only to step to the other side of this boxes, but we can't really do that. We're gonna need full cover, and suddenly we can't even see the enemy. Jules Verne is the only person who has vision. Mary Mallon...
I'm on the move.
That was a huge miscue. You're not in cover, which... yeah. Fantastic. So things are going swimmingly. Yeah, this is all looking real solid right from the jump here. We're completely pinned in between 8 trillion friggin' aliens. We have no kind of defensive position to take advantage of.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
This is what I like to call a fuck sandwich, because we are completely sandwiched with all of the fuck in the universe. I would love to come over here and maybe try and rescue these civilians, but we simply can't do it. If we activate them, we're going to lose more than we could potentially save. We've got to go kill this. This is going to be yet another mission where we save like 2 civilians. And it's gotten to the point now where terror missions are pointless. Going on a terror mission has more drawbacks than benefits. The potential for catastrophe decidedly outweighs any potential advantages we might ever get from a terror mission. They're just patently a negative. They have a negative cost benefit for us. All right, so Jules Verne can take a shot at the floater and miss because of course he did. He's a rocketeer. There's gonna be, I think every civilian's gonna be dead in 5 turns. There are so many aliens on this map. I'll be amazed if we save even a single civilian. I really will. There's that one guy on the roof. Maybe, just maybe, we save that guy unless he's dumb enough to jump off of the roof. As long as he's smart enough to stay up there, we have an outside chance at rooftop save. And I say outside chance because I think it's a very, very much a long shot. So Harry Truman's gonna take some terrible desperation fire, which surprisingly connected. I'm assuming this floater's gonna throw a grenade at Truman's cover and destroy it. Or he's gonna bizarrely double move for no particular benefit. He's gonna shoot a civilian. Yep. Well, the friendly fire problem is gone, so hey, that one solved itself. Yep, here comes the Truman grenade. Oh, he's throwing it at Matahari. And now this entire fucking hallway has 0 cover, everyone is dead. This start is so shitty. This starting position really is absolutely fucking untenable. You just can't do anything from this location. There is nothing to, there's no cover, nowhere is safe, you can't do anything. I hate this fucking death box. Alright, Vern, try not to embarrass yourself with this one. You're fucking embarrassing the shit out of yourself, in fact. Come on, man. This is why engineers are better. He's all crippled in and where he can lead out and what angles he can actually shoot from and all the ridiculous, stupid nonsense horseshit that I hate, and Tesla's just gonna throw one over here and kill all of them. It's just an up and over here from Nikola Tesla, and these guys are gonna fucking melt like butter. How come you did so little damage there, Tesla? I mean, you have... My saltiness is really starting to get, salt levels are peaking, I would say. My salt levels they're peaked. I'm also peaked, P-I-Q-U-E-D, not P-E-A-K-E-D. I'm both. And in that, I'm both irritated and pissed off. That guy already threw his grenade, so he is not the priority when it comes to making somebody be dead. This guy is. We're gonna mind fray him to shorten his throw range. Also decrease his accuracy. Also give Mary Mallon some small amount of psychic EXP. There are definitely more than 3 guys in that pod. We can't leave these people out in the open. The problem is, we can't leave them in the open. We also can't move because there's nowhere safe to fucking put them. I hate this map. I hate it. It's on this map, it's entirely based on where you start. Your spawn location is the entire encounter. If you spawn in a bad spot, you're totally fucked. If you spawn in a good spot, it's a fucking cakewalk. So Mata Good Time Hari's gonna have to come in here, and she'll probably gonna spawn another pod behind us, but there's nothing we can do about it. Truman, I mean, even half cover would be better than nothing. Unfortunately, we can't. I don't even think we can get you to half cover. Well, for whatever reason, you can't actually see any aliens from there. I'll take it. Yeah, I will. We should shadow device. Alright, so instead of shadow devicing, yeah, that's what I want to do. Fire a rocket into your own troops, Julie. Good call, buddy. Good call. We're gonna command you, and rather than throw the shadow device, we're gonna throw another grenade. Alright, Nikki T, come on, give me some big damage here, man. Why are your grenades doing so little damage? Those guys should be much more previously injured than they are. So Eleanor Roosevelt can probably kill one of them with a run and gun. Sun Tzu likewise could probably kill at least one of them, possibly 2, but he would have to get very close, much closer than I'm sort of comfortable with.
Roger that, sir.
Let's bring the War Dog up here. What's your hit percentage like, War Dog? It's fucking terrible. Well, 80% on that guy. We'll risk it. It did trigger hit and run because that guy isn't flying, which is good because the War Dog found a fucking way to miss an 80% shot, you worthless piece of trash. You are not one of the good guys, Sun Tzu. You are not one of the good guys. I'm gonna fully come out and say that. You are not one of the good guys. If you count yourself among the good guys, you're wrong. You're fucking a D-list piece of crap. You aren't one of the good guys, you're one of the barely acceptable guys. Unfucking believable. 80% miss. 80% hit, 73% miss. And now somebody gets shot. At least we got the mind fray on him. Here comes 8 trillion chrysalids. This is fantastic for us. Oh, we are so boned. We should just leave. We really should just leave. This mission is almost looking unwinnable at this point. We are never gonna find any kind of cover at all. This is so shitty. I hate this map so much. I hate it because it's so hit and miss. If it was always terrible, I think I probably would hate it more, but the fact that it's occasionally not an abominable train wreck kind of makes this worse. I need to know what's back there. If we go forward, are we going to spawn like 30 extra guys? Yeah, there's at least one other dude back there. At least, and I say at least when I mean there's probably like 50 other guys back there. Somebody's got to clear some of this shit out so we can maybe get a rocket in there. Or open the door. We can't leave Tesla where he's at. That's a given. If Tesla stays where he is, he's completely trucking boned. I mean, he's going to get tractored if we don't move him. I really need that door open. Alright, well, Truman, you know what? This is going to be the most useful thing you do probably this entire mission. You're going to come up here, you're going to open that door so I can throw a grenade through it. The Duke has 1 shot. It's at a chrysalid. It's a pretty good shot. Matahari's going to have several shots. Alright, Tesla. We know there's a bunch of chrysalids in here in a pile, so this should have double benefits. 1, we should be able to eliminate some cover. 2, we should be able to do some reasonable damage. So let's go this route. These chrysalids, as much as I'm terrified of that heavy floater just sitting there lingering, the chrysalids are actually a much greater problem. Some fantastic damage from Nikola Tesla's grenade. Now, it's time for the moment of truth here. I really need Jules Verne to be able to hit something with a rocket. The question is, can I trust Jules Verne to be able to shoot a rocket through that door without killing someone? And the answer is a decided and definitive.
My way. Oh, it's go time.
You've got... That makes absolutely fuck all 0 sense. Matahari is right there, and... I hate this map. I hate this map with the burning passion of 1,000 suns. XCOM is just, it's just spitting in my mouth. That's all it's doing. It's spitting in my mouth. This isn't gonna hit anything. Oh, yeah, or Jules Verne may have just fired a day saver. Surprising accuracy from Jules Verne. Alright, somebody's gotta kill that thing. We have that sectopod and 8 trillion floaters behind us. All of these things are fucking terrible. We're absolutely gonna have to shadow device here. We have no choice. This is gonna be a turn where we shadow device. We need Matahari shooting. The problem is we have to kill these chrysalids before we shadow device, because if we don't, they're gonna make the shadow device largely and completely useless. Mary Mallon is gonna have to be the person who throws the shadow device, so we need her. If we bring you over here, Mallon, and you drop the shadow device, you have to cover Matahari. Alright, we can get everybody there. Okay. Alright, so... Sun Tzu, you're gonna have like just an absolutely trash water shot. Alright, Roosevelt, I need you to hit this. Good sweet goddamn. You fucking...
Roger that, sir.
Goddamn pieces of fucking garbage. Just fucking hit him.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye is, that's pretty accurate. We should absolutely fucking put our heads between our legs and kiss our asses goodbye at this point, because we're fucking screwed. So Mary Mallon's got to drop the shadow device. That leaves us John Wayne. Actually, you know what? John Wayne's got a chance to get a kill here.
On the move.
We're going to bring the Duke over here, have him open this door, and we're going to see if we can get a mind fray kill with John Wayne. 72%, it's not the worst chance we've ever taken. So John Wayne kills with the power of his mind. Nicely done, John. And Madahari, as much as I don't like doing this because it's going to cost us a shadow device, she has to take that shot. We can't leave the chrysalids alone. Typhoid Mary, then, is going to drop the shadow device. You know what? Cover the Duke. I realize we can't cover Tesla, but the Duke is more important. Now we just have to deal with a trillion sectopods and an ethereal. All of these civilians are dead. Every last one of them. They're going to get killed by the drones. The sectopod probably won't even move. It'll probably just fling grenades at us, even though it can't see our location, which pisses me off that the AI is allowed to target without actually having vision on the enemy. We've got to get out of this fucking alley. This alley is a death hole. That's all it is. It's a giant death hole. Here comes some Seekers. Like I said, these civilians are all dead. We're not going to be able to save any civilians. It's not going to happen. We are not going to be able to get civilian rescues on this map. It's out of the... Oh, you're dead. Or that missed? Okay, sure. The miss is the likeliest scenario. That makes complete and perfect sense. An ethereal came up and just threw a fucking airball. Alright, well, ethereal airball gonna airball. I don't really have a problem with it. If he wants to come up and throw the mega whiff, fuck it, I'll take any kind of break I can get at this point. We need to know what abilities that guy has. Adaptive bone marrow, hardened, mind fray. He has rift. Fantastic. Psi lance, psi control, psi drain, shock absorbent armor, and distortion field. Alright, well, he does not have anything that prevents him from being absolutely destroyed at ridiculously close range, and that's what I was worried about. So Eleanor the Wolverine Roosevelt's coming up here, and... Unbelievable. Abso-fucking-lutely unfucking-believable. Alright, well, I guess we'll come back to Eleanor then, because this is a complete and total clusterfuck. I can't fire a rocket into this mess, because it will likely hit Eleanor Roosevelt. I mean, the scatter is going to be... It scatters into Eleanor. It's going to scatter 2 tiles. If I fire it short, it may land short, and then we're in complete and total fuckdown. It's got to be Tesla. He's the only person who can do anything. No scatter on a grenade, so we can target this however we need it to be targeted in order to not do damage to Eleanor. Again, Tesla, I said not do damage to Eleanor. We got twitchy mouse syndrome going on here. This is going to destroy Roosevelt's cover, and we don't have a choice. If we even hope to have enough damage here to take those guys out this turn, it's got to be done. Alright, so Sun Tzu, how close can you get to that Ethereum? Not that close. And not close enough that I'm concerned where you might be in a situation where you, for some reason, don't actually have a shot at him.
Roger that, sir.
So we bring Sun Tzu to here. Sun Tzu has hit and run, so he's gonna get at least 2 shots at the Ethereal. 69%. Well, you better hit something, Sun Tzu. You've gone the whole mission with a bunch of fucking whiffs. You gotta stand and deliver now, son. Alright, well, okay. Well played. I said stand and deliver, and you in fact have stood, and you have delivered. Eleanor Roosevelt here can't miss. You gotta shit. Roosevelt has come up 1 damage short. I really needed her to be able to fucking move after that shot and have that Ethereal be dead. But all of my hopes and dreams have died. I have no hopes for the future anymore. It's all tragedy and loss. That's all that's left on Project XCOM. It's all tragedy and loss. I'm not gonna take that shot. Please tell me you can hit that Ethereal, John Wayne. God damn it. Well, you can absolutely kill that guy, but he has 1 health, so we've got other options there. This guy is more of a problem, so go ahead and take the Executioner shot. We need a critical here. Which, of course, we did not get. Brilliant. Yep, everything's going fantastically. Well, we don't have a choice. I'm very much regretting having brought Jules Verne on this mission now. I really wish I had just brought another engineer. Alright, Julie, this can only scatter 2 tiles. Well, it was good enough. I didn't want it to have to come to that, but of course it was always inevitably going to have to come to that. So, Eleanor Roosevelt kills the Ethereal. He better be down. Now he explodes like some kind of giant grenade and destroys all of our cover. And also somehow did a magic 4 damage to Eleanor Roosevelt because it's the biggest explosion in the history of the universe, I guess. That's fun. Matahari has 246s. Either one of those hits, it will get a kill. Harry Truman, we're gonna need 1 damage out of you.
Copy that.
Let's bring you over here. What's your chance, like... Okay, yeah, I'm less worried about that guy. More worried about that guy, and you have a terrible chance to actually connect. Matahari and Harry Truman are all we have left. Alright, well, Truman, you gotta take the shot here. I do have a plan for getting us out of this. It's not a brilliant plan, but I think it's a serviceable plan. You gotta bring Matahari around over here. You've gotta be shitting me, Hari. She does not have vision on the chrysalid from this tile because this makes perfect sense. She definitely doesn't absolutely 100% have a total clear line of sight to that tile. Nope. Not at all. Not a thing that happens. No line of sight at all. Let's just hunker down in the inevitable sectopod bombardment so that everybody can take massive rocket damage. Oh, there you go. Fired those from inside of a building to the outside of a building at targets it couldn't even see. Just like to go ahead and throw that out there. The chrysalid is going to run away. Okay, well, that sucks. It's definitely going to try and clever girl us, and we've still got the sectopod that's going to bomb us from off the map. So we can't afford to take any chances. We now have another chrysalid right up in our grill. There's a mechtoid back there, because of course there is.
Watch the sights.
Okay, so this mission is a complete and total absolute clusterfuck. We could be in the heart of Mongolia, in the middle of a Mongolian clusterfuck, and this would actually be less of a clusterfuck than this mission is turning out to be. It honestly would. So, what every ability in the world does this guy have? Light him up, combined arms. Actually, he has, for once, we have a mechtoid who is just a mechtoid. Sometimes a mechtoid is just a mechtoid. And those sometimes are actually rarely, but in this case, this mechtoid is just a mechtoid. Alright, so the Wolverine can only see the mechtoid. She's gonna probably empty her weapon. We have to get this guy killed, too. Between the War Dog and Eleanor Roosevelt, we have to do enough damage to kill this guy. No one else is going to be able to offer any kind of support whatsoever at all. Alright, well, the War Dog can't miss. He can fail to kill it, though, and be out of... You've got to be fucking shitting me, Sun Tzu. He has failed us at every single possible fucking opportunity. Every way it's possible for someone to fail, he has failed in that fashion. If it can't... I'm so salty. Every single time, Sun Tzu. This is why we can't have nice things. This is why you don't get to go on missions, Sun Tzu. This right here. This is why you don't get to go and do things. This is why I don't take you places. Oh, you are such fucking walking trash. Also, that's not even cover, and you know what? I don't even care. The mechtoid will probably try to move, but we can't trust that it will try to move, so somebody's actually going to have to shoot at it. John Wayne, we need to get you the hell out of here. On the plus side, this chrysalid is far enough away that I think we can like delay a turn. We don't actually have to go mess with it immediately. So I'm gonna have the Duke fall back to here. This expands our range of. Okay, Tesla. I mean, 91% is good, but based on the circumstances we've had in this current mission, I would really rather just suppress. The problem is, I don't think suppression is going to break through his armor. We're going to have to take the 91% and trust the greatest engineer to ever live that he can engineer a kill here. I shouldn't have doubted him, but thus far, the team has given me nothing but reasons to doubt. I want to try and trust you guys, I really do. But you've proven yourselves to be hugely untrustworthy. Megaton's going on Overwatch. Jules Verne, I want you to steady your weapon. Mary Mallon, I mean, theoretically, you should probably be flapping out some heals here, really. Instead, I think we'll just have you go to this full cover and drop into Overwatch. This sectopod is eventually going to have to be locatable. Or it's just going to sit out here in the fog of war and drop fucking rocket attacks at stuff it can't possibly see. That's the other thing it can do. That guy's going to run away and kill like 40 civilians, and there's nothing we can do to stop him because we can't jump that wall. Fantastic. I'm surprised there are civilians left at this point, though, if I'm honest. We're not gonna save any. We're not. I need to stop bringing on terror missions. They're pointless. We should just go and immediately abandon it. That's really what we should try and do. Remarkably, there are still 9 civilians left alive. Okay. So somebody's got to go chase down this fucking chrysalid. I mean, Eleanor Roosevelt could see it, but she can't kill it. Actually, even having Roosevelt here is kind of stupid. Especially considering she has no fucking ammo in her weapon. This guy is close enough that he could charge her. So it's another turn without a reload, or what are our alternative plans? Sun Tzu has bullets. Yeah, okay, we gotta take a chance here. I can't just have this guy running around killing the only civilians we might theoretically have a chance at keeping alive. Anybody that's back on this part of the map, don't miss Sun Tzu. I can't. Jesus Christ, you worthless piece of trash. He has missed every goddamn shot this mission. He's missed like 30, 80...
We're green to go.
Well, somebody's getting... You know what, Sun Tzu? You're gonna get killed and I don't even fucking care. It's your own goddamn fault. You have dug your own grave, you've built your own prison, and whatever happens to you, sir, at this point, you deserve it. I'm sorry. You made your bed, Sun Tzu. Now you fucking goddamn well lie in it. This is your fault. You did this to yourself. You've got no one to blame but yourself, young man. Your mother and I, we told you this was going to happen, and you didn't believe us. You thought, oh, no, it's fine. I'll just while away my time. I don't need to study. I'm sure I'll get into a good college. Everybody gets into college these days. They'll accept anyone. I can just go to state. Hate you so much, Sun Tzu. Yeah, and here comes a zombie who's probably going to be able to punch us. I love that zombies, by the way, now can actually get up, move 8, and still punch. They have really upped the zombie game in the Long War. This guy stood up and still got all of these actions. It's kind of horseshit. I mean, we completely blew him in half because he's still just a stupid zombie, but still, that one chrysalid is going to kill like 30 guys. Mary Mallon with some little desperation overwatch here. No surprise that didn't amount to much. It was never going to amount to much. And what do we got? Somebody getting flank shot? Nope, just a seeker who's spotting for what I'm assuming is an inevitable rocket barrage. Meanwhile, that chrysalid continues to ravage unabated. We have still saved no civilians, and are not really in a position to do so in the future.
Good to go.
So Eleanor Roosevelt and Sun Tzu are over here on a little kind of solo raid. Where did that chrysalid go? We need to know. It's right next to a fucking civilian. If we run and gun, we can kill it, and also, we shouldn't... Okay, we shouldn't trigger... We shouldn't trigger any additional pods.
No need to ask twice.
Don't... Please don't taunt me, Eleanor Roosevelt. I'm having a hard enough time, I really am. And the Team Assault Trooper continues their campaign of abject, miserable fucking failure. So, fantastic. You know what, Sun Tzu? This is all your fault, so... If somebody has to get shot to fix the problem, you're that person. You did this. This is your fault. This situation only exists because of you. I learned it by watching you, alright? I learned it by watching you. And we're gonna have you go ahead and just do this. Mostly I'm just hoping to destroy enough of this that somebody else can get a shot. This theoretically could kill him, though. And only 5 damage. What the hell is wrong with Tesla? His grenade damage seems off. It doesn't feel like it's adequate. Like, his grenades are not doing anywhere close to the amount of damage they should.
Bye-bye.
Kill from Mary Mallon. The Duke's gonna study his weapon. Isn't there a drone down here? And if so, why can nobody see it? And you know what? We're gonna move to the corner. Matahari might as well just reload. She hasn't really contributed much to this mission, but I can't really say I fault Mary Mallon for her lack of contributions. I feel that there have been extenuating circumstances, so here comes another zombie. On the plus side, that does end the chrysalid's turn, so he can't go anywhere else. There are more enemies over here, which are a problem. I'm assuming that's also a chrysalid running around just murdering civilians. Eleanor and Sun Tzu continue their solo battle. Harry Truman with some clutch Overwatch shooting. Say what you want about Truman, but when the chips are down and the situation is dire, Harry Truman makes good decisions. He knows about high-pressure scenarios. There are so many chrysalids on this fucking map. Okay, well, this is extremely bad. that guy was a part of that pod, huh? Alright, well, I mean, I'd say I'll allow it, except I'm desperate to not have allowed it. There comes a zombie. This is a lot of aggression. That guy's completely healed. At one point, I think we had that guy down to 1 health, and now he's basically uninjured. Alright, well, Tesla, I mean, you're gonna be grenading dudes. That's all we can do. You have to... This is your last one, too, by the way. Alright, well, the enemy is fairly perfectly set up for us to take advantage, so, yeah. I mean, it's gotta be done. We have no better use for Nikola Tesla here than to toss this grenade. It does leave this chrysalid presenting a very significant problem for us, though. We're gonna have a tough time making that guy be dead. And he may be in range to... Yeah, he may be in range. Alright, well, it is what it is. So here comes a Shredder Rocket, because Jules Verne has nothing else he's gonna contribute that's better. This is gonna do at least some damage. Alright, well, that was respectable. Are we gonna be able to pick those guys off is the question. I don't know. Where's the Duke? John Wayne may be the right shooter here. Where's John Wayne? Okay, here we go. Alright, so the Duke's got 1, 2. He has one that's only squad sight. It's on a zombie. I don't give a shit about a zombie. The Duke does not have rapid fire. I would rather kill this guy. He's the chrysalid leader. He's gonna be more likely to have lightning reflex. If we can get him dead, we might be able to defend ourselves at least slightly with some Overwatch. You cannot do anything at all. Alright, well, in the interest of saving civilians...
On my way.
Eleanor Roosevelt, please, for the love of all that is good and holy, and all things positive and lovely in the universe, please kill this guy. You have to kill him. How did you do 6 damage with the point-blank shot from a shotgun? That guy should not be this resilient. We really need to upgrade our shotgun game. Right, well, Eleanor Roosevelt finally puts the mystery chrysalid in the ground, and it's fucking high time somebody did. This is a dangerous move for soon. You know, I want to do it, but I just can't.
My way there.
I can't bring myself to forcibly sacrifice one of my own troopers. It's not... I can't do it.
Scanning.
As much as I would like to be a big dickbag and just punish him punitively for what I consider a magnitudinous failure, I can't bring myself to do it. Double 71s on the... Our luck this mission has just been unspeakably horrible. We have missed so many high percentage shots this mission. So fucking many. For instance...
Shot wide.
Yeah, you sure as fuck did shoot wide. That's brilliant work. 62%. You could only see 2 targets, huh? Well, you might as well kill the drone. Mary Mallon, the only person on the team who's doing anything at all, despite the fact that she has one of our worst aims. That zombie just puked and died. What the fuck? It gave birth to another chrysalid. Well, that's a new mechanic. Okay, sure. I guess after so many turns, zombies just also become chrysalids? Where did that zombie come from? I'm salty. Yeah.
I think it poisoned me.
You're not poisoned. You have fucking Titan armor on, you goddamn baby. Quit your belly aching. Nothing fucking wrong with you. That not being a puss wouldn't fix. Well, yep, this is gonna happen. 12 fucking damage through Titan armor, huh? Yeah, alright. That's, yeah, sure. Totally respect this mission. I hate it, this map. And these chrysalids aren't even going to try and fight. They're just going to go zombify the rest of the populace. It's going to be all zombies. We're going to rescue no civilians. There are like 40 chrysalids on this map. We knew this was going to happen. Yep, 10 damage and acid. Okay, well, everybody's going to be injured after this mission. This is fantastic. That unit does not have Titan armor, by the way. Also, love the fact that Sun Tzu didn't get his Overwatch shot at this zombie that stood up next to him, too. Totally cool that he did not get Overwatch from that. The zombie did block him off, so hey, we got that going for us. And Sun Tzu finally managed to hit something by pressing his shotgun to its temple and pulling the trigger. It's literally the only way the man can connect.
Target eliminated. My ammo's running low.
Yeah, well, that's because you're wasting a lot of it. You would, you know, if you adhered to the old Shadowrun model of shoot straight, conserve ammo, and never deal with the dragon, you'd be in a lot better situation right now. I mean, there aren't really any dragons in XCOM, so maybe never deal with the dragon isn't the most sound advice, but the shoot straight and conserve ammo part seems fucking hugely appropriate at the moment. So Nikola Tesla is going to take... I forgot he doesn't have Titan armor. You know what? It hardly matters at this point. What's one extra damage? Just fuck it. One more for the pile, I suppose. Alright, Truman, you got an 80%, 48%. You can't hit a goddamn thing, so I guess we'll just have you shoot at the one target you maybe have a reasonable chance of connecting with. Hey, Harry Truman gets a kill. Vern, well, you can't miss. Please kill this thing. Thank you, Jules Vern. Thank you. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate it. 77%. Somebody's got to shoot at that zombie. Well, it's probably Matahari's only target. Hey, why don't you double whiff on 86 here, Matahari? Think you could do that? That'd be fantastic. It'd be like the one thing you could do that would be worse than everything else that's fucking already gone wrong in this mission. So Eleanor Roosevelt has to shoot and reload.
Moving to position.
Actually, she's... Oh, this shot won't count, so we can still fire this one and then we reload. She can use her hit and run action to reload. Sun Tzu's gonna step behind this car and he's gonna do exactly the same thing that Eleanor Roosevelt just did. He's gonna kill the zombie and he's gonna reload. Where were these 18 damage criticals mere moments ago, folks? I really feel compelled to ask. Where was all of this badass badness and hot fucking deadly action mere moments ago when we really could have used it and maybe saved some people some long-term injuries? No, he won't. He won't be back in the fight for a good goddamn long time because we're unlikely to bring him on a mission again. Just gonna throw that out there. So you can study your weapon, John Wayne, and everything can continue to go tragically awful. There is still one chrysalid around, running around and zombifying the rest of the civilians, because the aliens don't need line of sight on civilians to go fuck with them. They just instinctively know where they are. Not sure how that guy got over there, but sure, whatever. I'm at a loss. I don't even have enough salt left to give here. I really don't. I'm so salty that I'm out of salt. I'm saltless. That's how this is going. To say that this mission seems unfair is a dramatic understatement, because it's not just unfair, it's fucking stupid. It's just stupid. The enhanced starting positions that they added into the Long War, yeah, they're actually a detriment to the game, not a benefit. But having people start in different positions, sure, it's an interesting from like a game theory standpoint as like a potential improvement to overall gameplay, but in practice, it's actually not at all an improvement to overall gameplay. It is quite, in fact, the opposite of an improvement.
On the move.
Simply because, based on the way aliens spawn, the new locations they picked for potential start spots, they're all war crimes. Every single one of them is just absolutely terrible. I really need a critical here, John Wayne. 94% to critical. Please give me an extra 2 damage. This is all I'm asking from you for the whole mission. For the love of God, thank you, John Wayne. You're the one man I can trust in what is otherwise a hostile and unpleasant world. Let's hunker down. Matahari's going to be on Overwatch. Harry Truman's going to reload. Jules Verne may as well reload as well. I'd like to point out, there is still a sectopod somewhere on this map, and we don't know where. So, I mean, yeah, he's out there, lurking. We have no idea specifically where it's at. It could come marching in at any point. We know there's a chrysalid over there, and there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. Well, Matahari's gonna get a shot at him. This is not gonna get a kill. Mostly because, of course, it's not gonna actually hit. What am I, a fucking idiot? Come on. When am I optimistic or upbeat? Why would I be hopeful that something positive would happen? That's just dumb. Hope is the first step towards disappointment, folks. Never forget that hope is the first step towards disappointment. You can't be disappointed if you never hope. Just never hope. That's the lesson of the Long War. The Long War teaches you that hoping is a sucker's gambit. You shouldn't hope. So there are at least 2 enemies left on this map. Well, 3, because one of them's a zombie. Matahari has wasted her Overwatch foolishly. And there's still a sectopod somewhere that has like 7,500 health. We have no idea where it's at, but we know that it's out there. Alright, Sun Tzu, I need a motion tracker here. Well, I would say we need to move towards civilians to try and rescue them, but since we don't have a single civilian on the fucking sector sweep here, that really shouldn't be much of a problem, now should it? There is a civilian over in that direction, which theoretically we could get to. There's also... Alright, so we found the sectopod. Matahari, just kill the zombie, please. You missed an... We have missed so many high percentage shots. So friggin' many. So many. That one ultimately didn't matter because we, in the long run, still got the kill. But she had two 90% shots, and it took her both damn shots to get the hit. It took two. It took you two. Like, we got the Duke on the mission. It's just like John Wayne and fucking Walter Brennan in Rio Bravo. Took you two. Although I guess he was talking to Dean Martin when he said that. But still.
Got it.
We still have a sectopod somewhere. Never forget that there is somewhere on this map lurking a sectopod. You gotta remember, he's out there. And he's waiting for us. It's out there and it's waiting. You know what, John Wayne? We need you to Seraphim armor. It's finally useful for you to do so. We're gonna activate the flight, and I want the Duke, John Wayne, I want you, like, as far as you can get. So that once we find that sectopod, you can maybe start bombing him from long range. Let's have you head up there, and you should still have another move, right? You do. Just having you hovering over the battlefield is dramatically going to increase your utility. Really, I probably should have had you doing that prior to this moment, but I sort of forgot you could do it, and you've made some contributions, as many as I think you probably would have also made had you been flying the entire mission as well, so I don't really think our oversight cost as much, if anything. So we're out here on a bug hunt. Is this going to be a stand-up fight, sir? Or is this going to be another bug hunt? It's going to be another fucking bug hunt. You should have known before you even asked, Higgs. Alright, so the sectopod... There's a chrysalid running around somewhere and a sectopod, and we have no idea where either one is. Clustered around this lone civilian is the answer. Getting in here to fight a sectopod is going to be basically impossible.
Okay.
So, Matahari is going to have to be in a position to maybe shoot at one of those tiles. If we put her on Overwatch and that chrysalid comes through the door, we might have a chance at it.
Heading there now.
Alternatively, we can get Truman over here, and he may also potentially get a shot if we put him on Overwatch. So, what we're going to have to do is just try and Overwatch our way to victory. Sci-Fi, just head up here. You're not going to get Overwatch, of course, but it's not going to matter. Your Overwatch wouldn't have hit anyway. And we'll bring you over here. John Wayne. Okay, so we know where the sectopod... That sectopod has not moved. Not a single time the entire mission has it moved. It hasn't moved one time. All right, so the Duke we want to try and line up so we're going to be able to get him a shot. Can we land? I need to be, like, right here. Can't do it. Not this turn, at any rate. But we can put the Duke, like, right here with the last of his jet fuel and maybe, just maybe, give him a shot on a subsequent turn.
Sir.
Tesla's got to advance at a dash. I mean, we should... Yeah, okay. Eleanor Roosevelt has got to play a little bit of catch-up here. Ideally, the best way to attack this would be... Well, this is not good. I have no idea what that sectopod is shooting at. Oh, fantastic. It can... I couldn't see the sectopod, but it could see and shoot at me? How the hell does that work? I'm genuinely confused. It's never going to move from this tile. It's never going to move because it's visible from, like, 2 places on the entire map. It will never move.
I'm on it, Commander.
Yeah, you're on it, Commander. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, talk. It's all talk with you soon. So, Mary Mallon can see it from this tile, and she's probably the only person on the entire map that has a shot. Or that has vision on it, even. We could shoot it with the Shredder rocket. Matahari is the only person that can actually hurt that thing, and there is nowhere she's going to be able to go to get vision on it, mostly because it's on Overwatch and it'll kill her. Alright, well, Truman, it's time to go do your job. A Sectopod Destroyer. That thing's going to have every ability in If it has hardened, we're dead.
Incoming over here.
If that Sectopod has hardened, we will not be able to kill it. We simply will not be able to do enough damage. Also, we can't see it from that tile, huh? Yeah, okay, sure. Explain to me how that works, by the way. How it's invisible from that particular tile. I'd really genuinely like to know.
Yes, Commander.
Well, at some point along that run, Matahari, for a brief shining moment, could actually see the Sectopod, but not anymore. Oh, she can see it from there. Miracle of miracles. Jules Verne is in half cover, which is not going to hold up against that guy. He won't be able to see it from there, I already know. So, you know what? We're going to have Jules do. He's just going to hunker down. If he gets hit, he's dead, and that's all there is to it. If he gets hit, he dies, and there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. The only thing we can try and do here to make our team a little bit safer, we'll have Mary Mallon drop smoke. If you could actually drop smoke in a square that exists and is not this flicker bullshit that drives me to absolute complete batshit distraction, I'd appreciate it. Couldn't cover herself with that same smoke grenade, but we've got to get these units are in a more vulnerable position. I think they're much more important. John Wayne, we just need you on the ground over here, pal. So let's turn off the old flight mode. You can land. I don't expect the Duke to have a shot. He's, you know, I say I don't expect him. He's absolutely not going to have a shot from there. The best thing we could do with the Duke is bring him, like, back here and hope that, for some miracle, he has a squad sight shot. Well, I said miracle, and I wasn't kidding. It would have required an absolute, honest-to-hoil miracle in order for him to be able to see that sectopod from there. And it's worthwhile to note, there is still a chrysalid roaming about somewhere, and we don't necessarily know where, so we do have to keep our guard up. Alright, Johnny Sectopod, what do you got? He's gonna shoot at Jules Verne. Jules Verne is hunkered down in half cover and dense smoke. This is just about as safe as we could possibly make someone. He's also in at least one distortion field. That thing's absolutely gonna have covering. Okay, this better not hit. Okay, so a double whiff for the Sectopod, who's also, I'd like to point out, double whiff, still gonna be on Overwatch and have 2 Overwatch shots because it has Sentinel. So it's gonna be as broken as is humanly possible. This is the stupidest Sectopod that has ever existed in the history of XCOM, and we're not gonna be able to shoot at it very much. So yeah, let's take a look. It took 2 shots, which means it used its infantry ability, which is like light 'em up. Took those 2 shots, and yet despite that fact, is still on Overwatch. So it's got heat ammo. It has hit and run, because of course, it hasn't moved the entire mission. Hit and run, totally appropriate. Heat ammo, cluster bombs, cannon fire, repair servos, hit and run. Well, it doesn't have armored or hardened. It's not hardened. I can never remember the name of the ability that I absolutely despise that they often have. You have to kill this Manhari. You have to kill it. There's no hit one, miss one. Fuck you. Everybody's fucking fired. All of you are fucking fired. Everyone is goddamn fucking fired. This absolute campaign of garbage water misses simply cannot be abided. This is ridiculous. This is nonsense from all of you. Horse shit. Absolute and complete and total crap. All of you are playing terribly. You all need to go home and be ashamed of yourself. You're all fired. Fortunately, the Sectopod is gonna save me the trouble of delivering pink slips to all of you because you're gonna be fucking dead. You'll all be killed. Deservedly killed, I'd like to point out. Deservedly killed, but killed nonetheless. I'm so salty. Well, the chrysalid is dead. If we open this door, does Tesla have a shot from where he stands? He does not, and you know what? I'm fully comfortable with that. We're gonna bring Tesla right over here. We can't really afford to have Tesla run around the corner because we can't have him taking Overwatch. This Sectopod is never gonna move. You can see it from here? Alright, well, we'll have Eleanor Roosevelt double shot. If I would have ever suspected that for whatever reason this line of sight angle was gonna work out, I would have had her start the turn by shooting. Because with her shredder ammo and back-to-back shots, she could have done some pretty remarkable damage. Alright, Sun Tzu, you're around the corner. I forgot that it... I don't even care. Just die, Sun Tzu. Just die. At this point, you should have been killed so many fucking times you don't even exist anymore. You really should be dead right now. If that had killed you, I would not have felt a single tiny iota of shame or guilt about it. It would have been a just slaughter. Well, you're dead now, because this follow-up shot absolutely does not miss since you're in the open. On the plus side, you can't be critical, so... Or it's gonna shoot at Mary Mallon for no discernible reason. Because it wouldn't have made sense to shoot at the unit that was now in no cover since your first shot destroyed her cover? I hate you, Sectopod. I fucking hate you. Fuck, I hate all of you. I hate everything. Yeah, well, you got lightning reflexes, Eleanor Roosevelt, so this time I actually made the sort of You know, I was gonna say adroit move, but there's nothing adroit about it. I made the basically competent move. That there, right there, first time I've showed even minimal competence. Please kill this and just end my fucking weeping. I don't want to do this anymore. Thank you. Please be over. For the love of God, thank you. Yeah, it was a poor performance. I don't even care, Bradford. Shut your hole. Get me back to base and let me go drink myself to sleep, because I'm real salty here. Real salty. That map, some of its start spots are just completely indefensible from a gameplay standpoint. Start me in an alley with no cover at all. That's fair. Because you're not only going to start me in an alley with no cover, you're going to surround me with 10 trillion guys as well. It's fantastic. It's fun. I don't even care what we got. That's it. I've had enough. Go to hell, Optimus Prime. As always, fuck you. I'm wrapping this up. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot. And if you'd like to see me spew vitriol, bile, salt, and hate on a more regular basis, well, there's plenty more missions like this one where this one came from. So you might consider subscribing as well. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.